Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I saw a video of Elon Musk and Don Lemon. I mean, it was an interview and all that. And Elon Musk actually came out to say that we tend to overflow racism and we put we cannot place everything on racism and all that. And he was advising that we should stop talking about racism, that when we don't talk about it, and it's going to go away. And he also said that he does not agree that America was founded on racism and founded on slavery and all that. And he went further to say that, yeah, a lot of people are descendant of slavery and all that, including them, right? And then he went further to say that, but the label was like, yeah, but some people were not forced to come here, Some people came here willingly, but some were taken away from where they are to this place. And then let me say this. You all know how much they are preventing, or how much they are trying not to make black people to be at the forefront, because they are already very scared. So when you see them all together, the White House and all that, they look for a way to limit black people from coming, because they feel like, man, we do not want these people to be at the forefront because they are going to spoil some certain things for us. And if you look back during from history of slavery and all that, you all remember what happened, how they did not want the slaves to read, learn, and all that stuff. But all now, a lot has really changed. You know what?
You don't agree that this country was founded on racism and founded on slavery and in many ways inequities? That still continue on to this?
I think every country at that time, and I think even today, was extremely racist. Every country. Obviously, slavery was present in about half this country. And was not present in the North. There was racism for sure. I think we want to look to the future rather than the past. Instead of engaging in constant rehashing of the past, because in fact, if you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Yes. Well, not everyone was a slave.
No, everyone was a slave.
Okay, but
we are all descended from slaves.
Yeah.
Well, all of us.
Yeah.
So it's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
Right.
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make part about constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say, like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal. But what the evidence shows is that that's not what's actually in practice.
I think we're doing better than anywhere else.
That's true. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because of the color of your skin.
What advantages did the color of my skin give me?
Well, there's an ease that you have in society that many people of color don't. You were able to come to this country voluntarily. There are many people who were not able to come to the country voluntarily. There are people who came here as slaves. And there is a legacy of slavery that still continues on. There's a legacy of racism that still continues on in this country. That's undeniable.
Well, if we keep talking about it nonstop, it will never go away. If we keep making it the central thing, it will never go away.
Why do you believe that?
I think I'm just making a simple statement of fact. So I think we want to get away from making everything a race or a gender or whatever issue, and just treat people like individuals. I think we should not make this a constant subject. I think we need to move on. I think we should treat people like people.
You think that society blames everything on racism now?
It blames a lot of things on it, and yeah.
You think that's unfair?
Yeah.
Why?
I think we should not make this a constant subject. I think we need to move on. I think we should treat people like people. If you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Yes. Well, not everyone was a slave.
No, everyone was a slave.
Okay, but
we are all descended from slaves.
Yeah.
Well, all of us.
Yeah.
It's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
Right.
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make part of our constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say, like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal. You think that society blames everything on racism now?
It blames a lot of things on it, and
see, Elon Musk's problem right there for that interview in particular, why he couldn't seem to come across as composed as opposed to looking like a nervous rat is because he was sitting across from someone that's the type of person he despises the most, an educated black man. Him and Trump and so many others right now are willing to get rid of democracy so that there is never another black man in the White House. The last thing that those type of people like Elon and Trump, the last thing they want on this earth is for black folks to be in charge. That's why they doing the most right now. Ain't no one gonna work this hard, okay, to keep people from thriving if they didn't feel threatened. And see, there's a certain group of white folks that have always felt threatened by black folks. That's why back in the slave days, it was against the law for a slave to learn how to read. If they caught a black person reading, they would kill him. They did not want us to be educated. And here it is now, 2024, they still actively trying to tear us down. And it's too late. It is just too late. America is not going to sacrifice their democracy because someone doesn't want to change and be a better person. I think and I hope that America is better than that.
You think that society blames everything on racism now?
It blames a lot of things on it, and
Elon, you stupid bitch. Let's talk about this, but first, hey, this is Simple Black Theory, and if you like videos like this, you should check out our longer form content. It's on YouTube. Just click the link in the bio, click on social media, and check it out. First, I don't think anyone is actually saying that race is the problem for everything here in America, because there's too many fucking problems that we have. I also cannot say as a black man that racism is the biggest problem that we have here in America, because black women face their problems outside of just being black. They're also women and they face bullshit through that. See, Elon Musk isn't talking to everybody. He's talking to the people who always talks about the problem that race gives. He talking about the niggas. Remember, in that video, Elon Musk says, can we move on? Move on? You're not even denying what race has done to black people. The cracker basically says, I acknowledge the problems that race give, but I don't give a fuck. And this is low-key not a good thing for us, because Elon Musk, unfortunately, is a powerful man. And Donald Trump already started this fucking idea where you can run for fucking president now. But then again, who is ever gonna take a person serious after naming their child XOXO smiley face?
So Dr. Elon, you don't think we should talk about slavery anymore? Listen, Don, I don't like you, but people need to stop talking about slavery. If you don't got at least $10 million in the bank, you're going to be a slave in my new economy anyway. So all those people on my platform being racist, jokes on them, they're going to be slaves too. So I heard you love taking ketamine. Don, that's not cool. I paid the doctor a lot of money to write me that prescription. And I'm just so smart. My brain moves so fast. The only thing that slows it down is going through a K-hole. If I don't have ketamine, then who knows what will happen to my brain. Okay, so you don't think there's an issue with hate speech on Twitter? Stop calling it Twitter. It's called X. I bought it a year ago. Y'all keep calling it Twitter, talking about tweeting. It's called X, and when you post, it's called Xing. Don, you're not being very cogent. Cogent? So yeah, I hang out with T.I. sometimes, and he says if you use words that people don't normally use, they like that. But Don, you've been getting on my nerves. Elon's out.
This morning, a high-profile deal between two unlikely partners imploding after a confrontational interview between former CNN anchor Don Lemon and Elon Musk turned tense during a taping of the new The Don Lemon Show that was supposed to debut next week on Musk's platform X. Lemon pushing the billionaire behind ventures like SpaceX and Tesla for allowing tweets that endorse anti-Semitism and conspiracy theories.
Hate speech on the platform is up. Do you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate hate speech on the platform? That you wouldn't have to answer these questions from reporters about the Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Democrats?
I don't have to answer these questions.
The Great Replacement Theory as it relates to Jewish people. Do you think that?
I don't have to answer questions from reporters. Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
The interview also covering topics like Musk's depression and drug use, as well as the businessman's recent conversations with former President Donald Trump. Hours later, Lemon says he received a short text from Musk that read, "Contract is canceled." As for what's next, a spokesperson for Lemon tells NBC News he expects to still be paid for the partnership, but an X representative says there was no signed agreement between the Don Lemon show and X, setting the stage for a potential legal showdown. As far as the interview, Lemon says it will post on Monday on YouTube as well as X.
Is up. Do you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate?
This is what happens when you hold a narcissist accountable for their actions. I mean, I understand that they gave Don Lemon this great deal, this contract where he could express himself and launch his shit and do and be who he was. But however, the tables turned when he interviewed the gatekeeper of it all. So he interviewed Elon Musk, and Elon Musk was very uncomfortable with the questions that Don Lemon was asking him. And that's only because Elon Musk is a malignant narcissist. You cannot ask a narcissist about his actions, the way that he moves, the way that he strategizes. You can't ask him nothing about how he moves, because he's going to get offended. Why? Because everything that he does, the way that he moves, is intentional and calculated to destroy or harm or destroy his opponent. So he may have hired Don Lemon to do what he does, and we know what Don Lemon does. Don Lemon is a great journalist. I don't care for Don Lemon, but I think what he does and how he does it, a lot of people can't do what he does. I'll just say that in the most graceful way. But they hired Don Lemon thinking he would be this fucking Negro ass man that would bow down and just say yes massa, no massa. But when Don came up in there, Don said, "Oh no, bitch, I'm going to ask you the questions that are going to make you uncomfortable, because this is part of my personality. And bitch, I got to keep my name out there buzzing and relevant. So I'm going to ask you the shit that's going to make you uncomfortable so my name can stay buzzing, bitch." And Don did just that. And when Elon Musk realized that Don was not going to be a subservient lapdog and just, go easy on the, ask the very safe questions, Don came out swinging like, "Yeah, I know you hired me and we got this wonderful contract going where I'm supposed to be doing this and that for your platform, and you know, blah, 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 blah." Don came out swinging, bitch. And Don said, "I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm still going to ask you the shit, because, people want to know, bitch." So I just want to let y'all know that whole interview just exposed Elon Musk. Elon Musk, in my opinion, is a malignant narcissist. You cannot call out a narcissist and think you're going to just live it down. A narcissist is going to say, "Bitch, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you call me out? How dare you, bitch, you piece of shit." A narcissist is going to lash out and hate you for calling them out for their behavior. And that's all Don Lemon did. Don Lemon asked Elon Musk those questions that would hold him accountable, like, "Bitch, okay, you're saying this and that, but aren't you a part of that, this and that? Didn't you have the power to shut this and that down?" Don is asking the questions that would hold Elon Musk accountable. But because Elon Musk is a malignant narcissist, he ain't trying to hear that shit. Bitch, don't ask me shit about how I move. I do what the fuck I want to do. So I want y'all to understand that interview between Don Lemon and Elon Musk is a masterclass on how to deal with a narcissist, what you need to ask and don't ask a narcissist. If you want to trigger a narcissist, do what the fuck Don Lemon did. That's how you trigger a narcissist to spiral and get fucking mad and angry that you're calling them out. You're holding them accountable. Masterclass. Genius. And Don Lemon, you know, I don't care for Don Lemon, but Don Lemon knows how to stay in the game and keep himself relevant and keep him. Don Lemon ain't going nowhere. If Elon Musk gets rid of Don Lemon, somebody else is going to hire him. I'm for sure for that. Don Lemon is very strategic and he's very smart, even though I don't care for his ass. But that whole interview, Elon Musk behavior is that of a full-blown narcissist. Y'all take notes and watch how he dips and dodges and how he gets uncomfortable when Don holds him accountable for certain things. Thank me later.
So this is all I got from this, and you all saw that interview by yourselves. You know, there are some things you see, you are kind of like, you know, some people are natural gaslighters, you know, that we put a lot of things, or like, you know, racism and all that. Society actually do not blame everything on racism. The truth is that is their racism, because if there is nothing like that, I am sure the society will not be talking so much about it. But it is all over, it's everywhere. People are experiencing it day in, day out, and all that. So people got to talk about it. And he is trying to tell us to stop talking. Like, you know, it's really amazing how they wake up in 2024 to tell you to stop talking about it. And when you stop talking about it, and it's going to go away. I really don't know who actually get them that mindset that when you don't talk about it, it's going to go away. But we keep, like, we are going to keep pushing on this. We are going to keep talking on this, because when we don't talk about it, some people are not enlightened. Some people do not know what is going on, because it was because we were not talking about it. It did not also go away. But a lot of lies were told to some people, that these people are savages. The other ones were not savages. These ones are savages, and all that, right? And back then, people were not talking about it, and it never went away. See, some people are just like, you know, really gaslighting, because they are gaslighting themselves, not even us, because they wake up to think that we wake up all the time to talk about it. But all these are the experiences people have gone through, what people have experienced, what people see all the time. And the best thing or the best way to tackle it is to talk about it. And I always see anybody that says that it's because you are talking about it, that's why it has not gone away. If I hear people say that, I personally feel like you are also part of the problem, because most times when all these things are not addressed, it increases. But when it is addressed, it decreases. Because if we look around, like, you know, some of them, except those that are not enlightened, when you remember that man, if I did something like this, I saw somebody lose his or job the other time because they did something, you know, they were not supposed to do. Some probably may not want to come out to do some certain things. And the truth is that we are never ever going to stop talking about it. And I am sure that the way he actually was talking to Don Lemon, he probably thought he's one of those people that will probably, you know, there are some black people that when you talk to, or some kind of those conservatives and all that, when you try to having a conversation with them and you're saying something about black people, you see them lay back and not talk about it and not say anything about it. I have known Don Lemon for some years, and I know how great of a journalist he is and does not take anything. And even if this, my prayers is that even if this his deal with Elon Musk doesn't work, I pray that he gets something really better, and something very much better than what he was supposed to be offered or what he was supposed to get from this one. Number one is that they are really so scared that, you know, you all know how scared they are when they see educated black men and older or black people. It kind of frightens them, because they don't like to be in that room. They love to be in a room whereby they feel like they are the superior and all that. But it is no longer there, you know. I am very, very happy that a lot of black people are kind of like, you know, not even lowering their standard or lowering their head for anybody like Don Lemon did. Like, he said it the way it is and all that, and that is absolutely beautiful. I hope that a lot of people will also come out to speak on this, like without even being scared and all that. And you all know how much they do not want any black person to be around them and all that, because they feel like black people are like, preventing them from certain things and all. But now, man, they do not want black people to be in charge. And that is why they are like, doing everything, because they feel like, you already know how frightened they are about black people and all that, because they feel like you guys are going to thrive better than them and all that. So for that reason, they try to limit black people on some certain things and then increase their limit on some certain things. If only you understand what I am saying. You all remember back then during slavery, you all know how it was. A slave were like, kind of stopped from knowing some certain things. They do not want them to be educated. They do not want them to be at the forefront and all of that, because they want to continue to be in charge. But a lot has really changed. And you all know how much they try to tear black people down, but I am so grateful that a lot has really changed, and like, black people are taking over. And that is something that they are very much worried about. And they really have to really be very worried, because yeah. So that's all I got to say. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.